Beep, 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 beep. Morning, Jester. Hello, wherever you are. Afternoon, evening, middle of the night. Good news. We've got more good news here. From the Telegraph, who I'm still going to trust, despite their faux pas the other day. I don't know what that was all about. I have no idea. But we've got something here about Kemi, which is always, always pleased to bring you news about Kemi. Always pleased to bring you news about the marvellous Baroness Faulkner over at the Cultists and Human Rights Commission. So today is no different. Here we go. The headline reads, they aren't going to like this. They ain't going to like it up a... Right. Oh, I've dribbled. Right. All right. Okay. EHRC witch hunt suspended again as Kemi Badenoch steps in. It follows a revolt by board members over the handling of the inquiry into Baroness Faulkner's by the body's deputy chairman. A witch hunt inquiry into the chairman of the Equalities Watchdog has been suspended for a second time, following an intervention by Kemi Badenoch, the Telegraph can disclose. Oh, I love it when you disclose. Telegraph, disclose some more, right? Ms. Badenoch, the Business Secretary and Equalities Minister, is understood to have written to the Equality and Human Rights Commission following a revolt by board members over the handling of the inquiry by the body's deputy chairman. Internal strife at the EHRC. She asked for the inquiry into dozens of complaints from staff against its chair, Baroner Kishore Faulkner of Margravine, to be suspended again after board members wrote to the government saying they had lost patience with the way we had been bypassed in some crucial decisions about the investigation. So this is quite hard to understand exactly what it means. So it's a bit of a strange article. Let's keep going, see how we get on. Mrs. Badenoch is understood to have expressed concern that the decision to resume the inquiry was reported by Channel 4 last week after a dossier of claims of bullying, harassment, it's the usual list of stuff, of bullying, harassment. Why are they like this, right? I don't think it is bullying. I'd be amazed if it was, because their definition of bullying and harassment is nonsense in it most of the time, right? So bullying, harassment and discrimination drawn up by a handful of EHRC civil servants was handed to the same broadcaster in May, right? So it was this bunch of grievance gerbils, because that's what they are, right? Let's get this straight, okay? They don't like it, up them, right? People are too busy to complain and take victim status now, so businesses have got to watch out for this crap. Give them a grand term to sod off. That's the easiest thing to do because it'll save you a lot of money in the future. Or better still, make some declarative statements about what you will and won't do, a la Coinbase, so you can keep these buggers out. The problem the civil service has got is absolutely steeped in them. So on May the 26th, the EHRC said the investigation had been paused while we seek legal advice on the impact of leaked confidential information. Yet last week, Channel 4 revealed that the inquiry had resumed. The Telegraph understands that Ms. Badenoch's intervention came after a majority of remaining board members signed a letter to the government saying that they intended to call for Alistair Henderson and Errol Bessie to stand aside from their roles as Lady Faulkner's deputies. The letter was in response to the decision to resume the inquiry, despite no evidence that Mr. Henderson, a barrister, and Miss Bessie, a solicitor, had taken legal advice over whether hostile leaks of the allegations against Lady Faulkner had prejudiced the investigation. In May, Mrs. Badenoch vowed to stand... I'm going to call her Kemi from now on. I don't like doing that. Right, in May, Kemi vowed to stand up for Lady Faulkner amid Tory concerns that officials were attempting to oust the peer due to her efforts to rebalance the Quango's approach to trans issues, with a greater emphasis on women's rights. Right, so to go back to what's legally right then. Okay, so what you've got, from what I'm reading here, you have a look yourself and you let me know. What you've got here is a bunch of gender-addled grievance gerbils and civil service blobites, right? So they've all got together and gone, they'll be talking together in dark corners, and musty rooms with filing cabinets about how they're going to bring down Faulkner, right? So these kind of people exist in a lot of the public sector, and we're going to have to identify them and get them out. And I think what we'll do as the public is take the hit. Have a look and see what they've been up to, what they moan about, what they bitch about, and just kick them out in terms of sue. Take the hit. That's what I think. It's cheaper. It's going to be cheaper in the long run. Take the hit. Get rid of them. Because they can bung up the works, which is what they're doing here. The grievance, the process is the punishment. Is that right? The process is the punishment. So they're just grievance people. And they're just nonsense merchants. And, so she once said a bad word. It'll be that. Oh, because you don't believe that men can be women, you're bullying and harassing me. It'll be this. You can guarantee it. You know it as well as I do, but you go and have a look. Don't take my word for it. What the hell do I know? Go and have a look and see. But... Kemi! She's in there kicking them! Right. It says then, you've got a subheading saying, call off this flimsy inquiry. On Saturday, Lord Shinkwin, oh dear, right, Lord Shinkwin, a former EHRC commissioner and campaigner on disability equality, called for this flimsy inquiry to be called off. See, they're just causing trouble. They are thieves of time. Just fire them. Fire them for gross misconduct. Come on, grow a pair. Fire them. The Conservative peer, who has brittle bone disease, described Lady Faulkner as a person of unimpeachable integrity, adding that the inquiry was distracting from work she wanted to do to champion disability equality. Go on, Kishore, let's go. It's very unfair on her and the EHRC and disabled people, he said. In the letter, the commissioners complained that they had been provided with no reason at all for lifting the suspension, despite the fact that a leak inquiry is currently underway about the last leak to Channel 4. They'll love this. An inquiry about an inquiry about an inquiry. This is what they do, the thieves of time. Just fire them. Have them escorted from the building by security and let them take a legal path. Stop messing around. The deputy chairman stepped in to handle the inquiry, given that it related to the chairman, or in this case, the chairman, as a general term. But in their letter to the Government Equalities Office, the other board members said that the lack of consultation over the lifting of the suspension requires us to come together and take back some control over the process. An EHRC source said this was a witch hunt from the very beginning. They have made Kishore into this evil figure. She doesn't have complaints against her which need to be addressed, but I don't understand why it can't be done by mediation or some sort of internal process which doesn't get lawyers involved. Because then they don't get the noise, do they? Then they don't get their power and oppression narrative. That's why. Just fire them. Okay? A second EHRC source added, a clear majority of board members agreed that the situation should return to what it had been. They have regarded her as a defendant in trial and themselves as the judges, the source said of the deputy chairman. We should have never had an investigation on this scale. You have low-key mediation with people. No, you don't. Right? So I got myself in a bit of a kerfuffle with a particular rad femme in a conversation in a pub the other day over far too many glasses of wine about this kind of nicey, touchy-feely way of dealing with things. I think it's easier than that. I think it's right, here's what we're going to do and here's where we're going and this is the direction. Who's not in agreement? Right, you 7 at the back, yes? You're not in agreement? Okay, grand. Your P45s are with HR. Thank you for your work you've done. Off you go. That's how you do it. The hell is wrong with these people? The reason that Baronel Kishore Faulkner is at the top is because she's one of the best of the best. This organisation, the EHRC, was infiltrated by mad, far-left demagogues. We know that because you know who was there before. And he run off to work for Universities UK or Advance HE or something. He's off, filleting the grievance knob somewhere, I'm sure of it. Kishore Faulkner is there because she's one of the best, and as was said by that gentleman who battles for disability rights, unimpeachable integrity. But yet we've got some, office civil servant bureaucrat goons who get away with making complaints that then have to be investigated. If you're not happy, quit. And if you won't quit, we'll fire you. Where's that gone? Take the hit. Where's it gone? That's what I think we should do. Stop dealing with these people. Just fire them. This organisation is going this way. You want us to go that way. We're not going to do that. Your work here is done. Goodbye. That's it. Culturally unfit for purpose. Does not agree with company direction. Does not agree with organisational objectives. Thanks very much for your time. Here's 4 weeks' notice. You're done. Why aren't we doing that? I don't get it. You tell me. In the Dubries. I'll see you later. Bye.